So for 6b, the left side definitely is more complicated, so that's the side I'm going to choose to work with. But the fact that this side is secant squared gives me kind of a hint that I'm probably going to need to use one of the Pythagorean identities. Oops. So you guys know that I like to have the Pythagorean identities written down so that I can scan them. Makes it a lot easier for me to work with them. Okay, so I suspect, and I don't know because I haven't worked this question in a year, but I suspect that I'm probably going to use this last one because that's something that I know that secant squared is equal to. Okay, so you could change everything into sines and cosines, but that's going to get real messy real fast. Instead, on this one, I would suggest that you split apart your fraction. You can split apart numerators like this, you just can't split apart denominators. So if you think to split apart your numerator, the left side becomes 1. Okay, tangent divided by cotangent. Well, dividing by cotangent is the same thing as multiplying by its reciprocal. Right? When you divide fractions, you change it to multiply by reciprocal. And so sure enough, I did need this. Tangent squared plus 1 is the same thing as secant squared. Your last line needs to say secant squared equals secant squared. So for that one, again, you probably could work this 10 different ways. So as long as you're sure your math is correct, you don't have to change what you did. But this is probably the most efficient. So a little bit of fraction work, a little bit of thinking about dividing by something is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal, and of course the Pythagorean identities are pretty common on these questions.